5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
It's a fact that people like to go fast. Whether on land, on water, or in the air, the thrill of speed is an innate and universally applicable concept. Video games have done a great job of translating this sensation into the virtual world, encompassing a lot of playstyles and preferences. If you're a hardcore simulator enthusiast, you should turn to Dirt Rally or Assetto Corsa. If you like to kick back and cruise, check out The Crew. And of course, there's long-standing franchises like Forza and Need for Speed to satiate anyone in between. But there's a contender that's been forgotten by most. A franchise that Sony only recently decided to unearth. WipEout. WipEout Omega Collection is a welcome return to the well-loved WipEout series. There are 2 games and an expansion in this collection, WipEout HD and the Fury expansion on the PS3, and WipEout 2048 on the Vita. All 3 have been upgraded to run at a rock-solid 4K 60fps on the PS4 Pro, an impressive feat that will surely dazzle the hardcore tech geeks. The collection is only available on the PS4, and it costs $40 both digitally and physically. It's really nice to know that there's a new WipEout game, even if it is a remastered collection. Since Studio Liverpool was shut down in 2012, a lot of people lost hope. Games inspired by WipEout started popping up, like Formula Fusion, Fast RMX, Redout, and Ballistic NG. Clearly there's a market for anti-gravity racing, and I'm glad Sony picked up on this. There's a very good reason for this market. WipEout evokes a sort of satisfaction that keeps you coming back. Whether you're blasting through zone mode, battling it out in combat events, or trying to cut out just 1/10 of a second in a time trial, the sensation of speed remains the same. And I'm pretty new to WipEout. I only really got into the series with 2048, the Vita game that ran at 30 FPS. Let's walk through this game, shall we? There are 3 basic types of events in WipEout: races, combat events, and zone mode. Races are self-explanatory, get to the finish line first. Combat events are all about annihilating your opponents using weapon pickups. Zone, which is my personal favorite, has you race on the track by yourself with your ship getting progressively faster. The event only ends when you crash and destroy your ship. It's a pure test of endurance, enhanced by the psychedelic visual effects and the banging soundtrack. Speaking of ships, what exactly are they? They're vehicles that float using anti-gravity technology and are propelled by powerful engines. The ships are divided into different classes depending on their purpose. Speed ships focus on going fast, fighter ships have excellent combat potential, agility ships can turn a corner like nobody's business. Find a ship that resonates with you, as they all have their own personality. And if you're particularly loyal to a brand, that's fine too. I'm partial to AEG Systems in 2048, and Physar everywhere else. Now, the classifications of speed, agility, and fighter are exclusive to 2048. In HD and Fury, the ships are only sorted by manufacturer. If you're not that confident in your racing skills, that's totally fine. There's an option called Pilot Assist, which will steer you away from walls. It's advised to turn it on for the first few races so you can learn the tracks and how the ships handle. Especially as you advance to the higher speed classes, it's probably in your best interest to test the waters before diving in. In case you were wondering, yes, there is a multiplayer component. You can play with a buddy on the couch or race online. If you're in Europe, you'll have no trouble finding a game, at least in my experience. Whenever I check other regions, it's basically dead. You can set up any game mode, any track, any speed class, and you can make your game public or invite only. I appreciate that the developers were considerate enough to set up servers for this game and allow people to revel in the joys of online racing. The Omega Collection is an outstanding package. Crisp and vibrant visuals, an addictive soundtrack, tight, smooth gameplay, and the pure, fierce sensation of speed are just too much to ignore. 3 campaigns for $40 is also good value for money, especially if you're a newcomer to the series. I firmly believe that WipEout is a valuable franchise, evidenced by the various games inspired by it. There is a niche to be filled, that much is clear. Even if you're not a fan of racing games, give the Omega Collection a shot. It's supremely fun. And what matters more than having fun?